how is the AP exam going to be changed? Well, they went from a 90-minute exam taken on site to a 45-minute exam taken at home. And you might be asking yourself, are they cutting out the free response questions? Are they cutting off the multiple choice? And so I'm going to go over a couple of those issues. So if you go into Google and you type in AP exam coronavirus, you hit enter, it'll take you to this page. And on this page, it gives you this chart here with the subject and then the exam questions that they'll cover, the ones they won't cover, the question types, and then exam date 1 and 2. So exam date 1 is going to be the one that is given right now, like as soon as possible. Exam date 2 is the one that's going to be given at the end of the year. And the idea behind that is that while the concepts are fresh in your head, you can take the exam right now and score well on it and not have to worry about remembering all the material till the end of the year. Exam day 2 gives you extra time to study and prep yourself, right? So if we scroll down to AP Computer Science, you'll see here that units 1 through 7 will be on the exam, and then units 8 through 10 will not be on the exam, which should be good news for all you guys. And then the question types are going to be multiple choice and free response. The dates, the early date and the late date for the exam are going to be given on April 3rd. Okay, so on April 3rd, all these stars are going to be replaced with actual data. So you can wait for that if you'd like. And also a third option is for you to refund your exam and cancel it. So if we scroll on down, where can we scroll actually? Yeah, so I guess the next thing we should go over is the units 1 through 7, right? What does that mean? So if you go ahead and search around, it's going to take you to this web page here. And unit 1 are primitive data types, and these are the different topics. Unit 2, using objects, and so like calling a method with a void return value, with a non-void return value, string objects, concatenation, and string methods, and all of that stuff is here as well. And then unit 3 is the Boolean expressions, if statements. Unit 4 are loops. Unit 5 is writing classes and methods and using the this keyword. And then unit 6 is the arrays. Unit 7 are array lists, and they're going to stop there. They're not going to be covering 2D arrays, not going to be covering inheritance, and they're not going to be covering recursion, which should make you happy. Yeah, it should make you happy because the recursion and the 2D arrays are probably the most difficult questions on the exam, but at the same time, they're also the least found. So there's like 2 questions on 2D arrays usually, and then 2 questions on recursion, and then yeah. So then there's a couple of questions on inheritance that you'll find on there. So what we should find is that the AP exam in its like final form, it shouldn't be too different than what you would actually receive had we not gone through this coronavirus crisis. It's just going to be shorter, and yeah. So those are the changes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the curriculum so that we don't cover the 2D arrays and we don't cover the inheritance, and we just focus on, and we like spend a lot of time just focusing on the material that's going to be covered on the exam. So I'm just going to stretch out this portion of the curriculum and get you guys super ready to take that exam at the end of the year. And that's about it, right? So I feel like this news should make you feel more secure rather than less secure, because the subset is shrinking and the time that we have to prep for it is increasing. Okay, so yeah, just follow along on the daily schedule, and you should be over prepared for this exam.